So we're gonna practice another. I think I'm gonna go with like another city scene. I think I'm using a fine liner, map out the horizon line. I'm gonna put in a vanishing point. And this fine liner is a very inexpensive fine liner. I want well, that didn't quite work. We'll move the maybe I can actually get the figures onto the sidewalk this time. Okay, so I've seen a couple of videos where they talk about where or like what do you kind of do like a block and then a little rectangle for the head, and then those are your figures, and then we'll do one slightly larger here, and there's another figure, and then another figure. Give that dude a bag, and then you don't give that dude a bag too, and then you just sort of ignore All right, sorry, I'm being very quiet as I do this. I don't usually. This is not how I typically do my drawings here. All right, I'm going to use the number 4 round again. I'm going to use some dirty water for the sky and go right over the fine liner for that sky. And I'm going to use some of this blue, just dotting that in. And then I'm going to go into the alizarin crimson and dot that in. And let it mix and make a little bit of purple. Or a lot of purple. And we know this is going to dry a lot lighter than we expect. This alizarin crimson really does granulate a lot. I'm going to lift some of that with my sponge. I have been using this sponge a lot lately. And then for the figures, I'm going to go into this blue and sepia mix. Make them be pretty dark, I think. Now, a lot of these figures that I've been doing on, they just feel like in kind of a dystopian landscape, and I don't know if that's just because I feel like we're in a dystopian landscape or what. And that head got a little big. I'm going to bring legs down and then give these figures some legs as well. I'm going to use this dark color to give myself some shadows here. This is one of my favorite shadow colors. I don't know, the space between buildings. I do enjoy a good alleyway, despite the fact that I've been pretty much trained by movies and TV to think that they are dangerous spaces. But I don't think I've ever had really a bad experience in an alleyway. At least not here where I live. All right. Got some shadow stuff going on. All right, I think for the street, you know, I probably should have drawn a car in there, but this is not car practice. I do car practice while I wait for the train. And I think I'm gonna make the fronts of the building different shades of this magenta. So I do have a tendency to let my watercolors blur and blend. I work pretty wet, even when I'm not practicing. I think that's kind of the beauty of watercolor, is that it does all of this very unpredictable stuff, and I like that. So I do think I need to make some of this a little darker. And just let that kind of I'm going to lift. What I'm doing when I'm lifting this is I'm taking my brush and I'm just rolling it across the sky and then tapping it off on my sponge, getting it dry. Is this good for the brush? I don't know. I don't really care either. And these are continuing to blur up into the sky, and that's fine. I'm just going to keep rolling this brush and picking up some of that color. All right, so I like that, but I want to dry that. All right, it's kind of a dismal landscape, right? Let's add some yellow. Yeah, little yellow brick road, I guess. That's kind of funny. But yeah, just going in there with a little bit of yellow and filling in the spaces between these characters. All right, yeah, so just getting a little bit of this yellow ochre color in there, warming that up a little bit. But I am going to fade some of that color out. I don't need to be so intense further down. All right, so I'm going to add a little bit more darkness here. Add a little bit of a opposite color to those legs. A little warmth to the heads and their bags. These are the types of dudes that would carry leather satchels, right? All right. All right. There we go. Another little sketch of people and these overbearing rectangular buildings. All right. So I'm getting a little more comfortable with these sort of generic little figures, little blobby figures with stick legs. It feels very unnatural given my gesture drawing practice that I have been doing. But I know, like, when I'm out and about, if I'm working this size on drawing urban landscapes and whatnot, I'm going to have to be used to this. And that's the whole point of this practice, is to get accustomed to making figures that look like this quickly and easily and comfortably. So I'm going to keep practicing. This is number 11. Yeah. All right. So with that, I'm going to say thanks, and I'll catch you next time, and bye.